So this is the Lake of Annecy, and we're surrounded by the big mountains, as you can see. The mountains all around the lake. There's also people fishing. And I live all the way on that side. So we have Dussach, where I live, and now we're walking towards Annecy, which is the other side of the lake. We're gonna do the tour, which is 40K. I can also do it, I do it sometimes biking, and so it's a really nice bike ride. Except that in May, there's a lot of tourists that come, so it's very full. What's good is that when you bike, you also have the options to go up to the mountains, and you can escape that crowd, tourist crowd. So it's really, and it's really nice. Today's a good weather. There's a lot of sun, and also you have a mountain which is called La Forcla over there, which is world known for paraplanting, for paragliding. So everyone from the world comes to paraplant, to paraglide, and they land in Dussach, where I live. So now this is there's a lot of races around the lake. There's one especially bike run in September, which is called Annecy-les-Viennes, and it's very popular. There's about 1,000 people running that race every year. There's also a running race all around the mountains, which you can do. They do it in like 2-3 days. They run around the mountain. They go up to all the top. They run up to the top of each mountain. So I did the tour of the lake. We're doing the tour of the lake today walking, but once I did it by walking through the mountains, and it took me 4 days. So I would go up that mountain there, and then from that mountain go all the way to Annecy, which is on the other side, which is the main city, up to the other side of the lake, which is a ski station, down to my house. And it took me 4 days to do that. So it's really nice. And this is an area where there's a lot of people who do exercise of all ages. I mean, there's so many retired people, and that's what they do, is they bike every day or they hike every day. Sometimes most of the time they even go faster than me, because they're so trained. So it's really nice area, and this is why I like this area. So the reason my parents bought a house here 25 years ago is because they asked the champion of France, where's the best place to do mountain biking? And so they said Annecy is the best place to do mountain biking. And then so I came here every summer, and I used to do a lot of mountain biking. I used to do a lot of hiking, and that was my main thing in the summer, the whole summer, every day. So the summer before I had my accident, I was really fit because I was doing all the mountains, mountain biking, hiking, everything. I was doing all that, and so I was really fit, and that's what saved me. That's what the doctor told me, that I had a lot of muscle, and that's what saved me for the accident. So it's what is sport, and how did sport change my mind throughout my years and throughout my life and throughout the events that I had. So I was raised, like I said, my dad is very athletic also, and he still is. He's 84 years old, and his mindset is always to do sports every day, which is great. With age, he has to slow down, but so I was raised with that mentality to do sports every day. And there was no sense of resting. There was no sense of getting tired. There was no meaning to it. So it was a thing that in my mind I was forced. It was a belief in my house that you were forced to do exercise every day, and there was no other choice. So I was raised with that mentality. So automatically it was part of my life, always part of my life. And I lived with, it was kind of a stress and guilty, because if you didn't go out, I had a guilty feeling. So even after I had kids, I had to get back on my feet and start all over again, get trained. And it was doable. It was always doable. So once you get trained, even to the point that when I get here in the summer, one tour around the lake, 40K was not enough. I would do twice tour around the lake, which was to the point where I was like satisfied. And that's what the mindset that I had before is, I would do exercise until the moment I was satisfied. And that sometimes took 8 hours, sometimes took 80K around the lake. Sometimes it would, so I would go up the mountains here, and to rest the next day, to slow down, I would do the tour of the lake. So that was my mindset then. After the accident, I couldn't do that anymore. I mean, I couldn't move. I couldn't do what I wanted. So my belief was still there. So there was a kind of a frustration where I had to go through. I had a frustration, and so I kept trying and kept trying, and always I was like stressing my body continuously. I was also noticing that the more I exercised, I would retain a lot of water. So that I understood later that it was the stress that I was putting on my body, the HPA axis, which is the kidneys and the heart, and I was putting a lot of stress on the kidneys, releasing cortisol. So that made me retain water. But I didn't understand that at that point. I just thought, well, I just have to maybe keep doing exercise. So little by little, I started understanding myself. I started understanding the belief that I had to really put a lot of stress on myself and be hard on myself. And throughout my therapies and throughout my learning, I worked on my beliefs, and the belief that I shouldn't feel guilty, that there's no reason to feel guilty. And if I didn't want to go one day, I wouldn't go one day. And I was just listen to my body, listen to my mind, and take it easy. I always believed that I needed to do exercise. There's no doubt about it, because for me, movement is life. And I needed to move, and that's what I still do. I move because being stagnant was not an option. So I still move, and I still do a lot of exercise. So I got better little by little, and I accepted my limits at that point. Then it's still, when I try to push my limits, I do it from time to time. Like today, I'm going to do 40K walking, which is in a relaxed way. We're going to stop in a cafe, which is something I never did before. I never stopped when I was biking or hiking or walking, because I had to finish before enjoying the rest. So I took that into consideration. After that, I would bike, and I would stop and drink a coffee, drink a soda, and I would relax while I did my exercise. That I also changed. Now I'm going to stop in a coffee place. I'm going to take a coffee and a pastry, and I'm going to continue on doing the tour of the lake. So my mindset has definitely changed. Then there's the age also. I mean, I also have to know that with the age, I cannot do what I was doing when I was 20 years old. But I also accept that. And that doesn't mean that I don't try my best each time, of course. But like I said, it's not mandatory to every day stress my body to do something. Some days I'm going to walk 1 hour. Some days I'm going to walk half an hour. Some days I'm just going to do exercise at home. In the morning, I'm going to stretch. I understand that stretching also is very interesting, because there's a lot of emotions that are stored in the muscles. So sports, what is it to me? What it was different than now, and I accept it. I work on my beliefs that I shouldn't be so strict on myself, and I still enjoy life. I enjoy nature, and this is why I keep walking. This is why I keep moving. I keep biking. I enjoy nature. I enjoy doing it with my dogs. I enjoy doing it with my partner. I enjoy doing it with my family, and I just enjoy being outside. And that's why walking 8 hours is just being outside. I don't look at it as an exercise, but just being outside when the weather is so nice. And I enjoy this view. I enjoy this lake. And so I will keep you updated to see if I finish. Maybe I decide on my way there that I don't want to finish it and I come back home. Maybe I finish it. I will keep you updated. I will keep you updated when I get to Annecy, the capital of here, the biggest city around the lake. As you can see, there's villages all around the lake, so I'm able to stop for a drink and relax. And hopefully you enjoy the view as much as me. Bye.